to another class of reading music. If you haven't seen my previous classes, then there's a link in this video to go back to the previous videos. If you haven't gone through them, you will not be able to go through these exercises. So just go back and listen to and learn what was given before, and then we shall continue. Just a quick revision of what we did last time. We have here the treble clef notes. These are the line notes because they are on the line, and these are the space notes because they are on the space. Similarly, in the bass clef we have the line notes and we have the space notes. What are the line notes in the treble clef? Every good boy does fine, which is here, every good boy does fine. And space notes are just FACE, followed by the bass clef. The notes are good boys don't fight at all, or G, B, D, F, A. And space notes are all cows eat grass. Okay, so once we have learned these notes, what we're going to do now is basically identify the notes quick. Like suppose now I see a face. I don't have to read it F, A, C, face. I just look at this and I know it's face. Okay, if I see this, say another word over here, see notes, you can see notes. I just see the word and I know it's notes. The same way I have to identify all these notes in music by just looking at it. So I just look at this note, I know it's a D, and look, I know this is an F, I know this is an E, I know this is a D, now this is an A and E. Okay, so today we're going to practice some instant recognition of notes, and let's have some fun on the way. Let's see how well we can do, because music you have to instantly recognize the note and play accordingly. Okay, it's more like a game. Let's enjoy ourselves. Okay, here we go to the next slide. Okay class, here we see a piece of music with some notes written. Okay, now on top we have the treble clef. So you can see the treble clef here where I'm pointing. You can see the cursors going here. So all these notes which are on the top are the treble clef notes, and down is the bass clef. All the bottom notes are the bass clef notes. Now my job is to name them now. We are going to try and name them as quickly as possible by just looking at them. Now you can see I have named some notes over here. This note D, this B, this is a C and D, etc. All which I have written. Okay, now these notes are outside what we have already learned. We have basically learned notes which are on the staff, on these 5 lines. This is just outside the lines. So these notes that are outside the lines are called ledger line notes. Okay, so now I'm just naming them. I will explain how you get these notes later on. Okay, so let's go and identify these notes. Now here we have the treble clef. This is the first note. It's a space notes. It's in the second space. So what are the space notes? F, A, C, E. So this is in the second space. F, A. So this note is an A note. Okay, so I'm going to write A. Let us write A. Okay. Now this is in the bass clef. The first bass clef note is a G. Good boys don't fight at all. So this is a G. Okay. Now this also note here is in the bass clef, and it's a space note because the note head is in the space. It's in the third space. What are the space notes in the bass clef? All cows eat grass. So this is in the third space. This will be an E. All cows eat. So this will be E. Okay. So we have this word over here. Okay, A-G-E-D, aged. Okay, so it's almost like a game. In each of these boxes you can see there will be a word. As long as I can get the notes correctly, it will be right. Okay, now these boxes I am talking about. Okay, you can see this line over here that separates each of them. It's called a bar line. This is called a bar line. Just remember, this is called a bar, B-A-R line. Okay, just remember for later on that now everything is separated by a bar line. So let us go ahead and name these notes as quickly as possible. This is C. This is, okay, the next note. Try and get it quickly. This is an A. This is the next note is an F. And this note is an E. Okay, I'll explain again. This is in the bass clef. The second space notes in the bass clef. All cows eat grass. So this is C. Next one is a line note. It's still in the bass clef. It's at the bottom. You can see on the left hand side is the bass clef. Line notes in the bass clef are good boys don't fight at all. Good boys don't fight at all. So this is A. Now this next note is in the treble clef. You can see it's on top. So it's a space note. What are the space notes? Space. F A C E. So this is an F. Okay, because it's in the first space. This is in the last space. It's an E. F A C E. And so on and so forth. So now my job is to identify as quickly as possible. Okay, so I'll give you a like 2 or 3 second pause. Let's see how quick you are, whether you can get it. Okay, so now I know this is a B. I've named it already. What is this next note? It's in the treble clef. It's a line note. Okay, I'm counting with 3. 1, 2, 3, and it's an E. Okay, so you have to identify fast. Next one is an identify fast. This is an A. Okay, and this is a D. So we have the word bead. Okay, now see, I'm identifying this by counting the lines, but now I'll do it a little faster like I would normally do it. By just looking at the note, I know this is a C, I know this is an A, I know this is a G, and I know this is an E. So we got the word cage. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is a D, this is an E, this is an E, and this is also a D. See, I'm identifying fast by just looking at the position of the note, where it is. Okay, this comes with practice. We have to try and practice and get it immediately. So we basically can time yourself how fast I can get. Now this is an A, this is a C, this is an E. So I get aced, A-C-E-D. Okay, these are all words. This is like basically like a puzzle with a word over there. So now I know this is B, this is an E, this is also an E, and this is an F. Okay, that's B. Next one, okay, the starting one is an F, A, D, and this is an E. Now I'm just looking at the notes. I know what it is. Quickly. This is a D, E, A, and this is F, def. Okay, so just by looking at the note, I can identify the note. So our job is to practice and identify the notes again quickly. Okay, so I'm going to rub this out and I'm going to do that speed. At the speed, I'm going to rub out all these notes and see whether you can identify them. You can pause the video and compare it with the answers which I have already given over here. Okay, so I'm just pausing over here. Okay, welcome back. Now you can see I've rubbed it off. Let us do this as quickly as possible. I advise you to study your notes quickly before you do this. It will become easy to do. Okay, so let us try it. This is an C. Okay, C, A, G, E. Okay, next one, D, E, and this is D, A, sorry, hold on. This is an A, C, E, D, A, continue, E, F, that's B, F, A, D, and this is E, this is D, E, A, and F, F, this is A, G, E, and D, This is G, A, G, E. Okay, and the last one is F, A, C, and E, phase. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed trying to identify these notes. You can pause the video when the sheet is empty and also practice and see whether you're getting the same words. Okay, in the last exercise that we did, there were some notes that I had named beforehand because they were outside the staff of these 5 lines. Those notes were above or even below the 5 lines. Those notes which are above the staff or below the staff are called ledger line notes. Okay, so I'll explain how you get these notes. Now the first note and the last note on the treble clef start. This is an E. Remember the line notes every good boy does fine. Oh, and this one is an F. Okay, correct? This is the beginning and the end of the staff. Now suppose a note goes beyond that. From the line, if I jump it onto a space, okay, remember there is a space note before this. There is a space note before the F. Okay, this space note is an E. So from space it will go to line E, F, and if it goes to the next note, it will go to a space note. Okay, this note is G. Okay, so it actually goes in progression from line. Next note, if it goes, it will be a space note. It is an F. Okay, so we have E and this is F. So notice that from line to space to line to space to line to space, it just goes E, F, G, A, B, C, E, F, G, A, B, C. So we have this last note on the staff, a line note which is F. The next note on the space will be G. If I go further up, after G in music comes A. So now I don't have a line here. I will make a line here. Okay, and I will put the note on the line. This is an A note. Okay, it's very simple. It goes from line to space to line. If there is no line, I will make a line. Now after this note, if it goes from A is a line note, it's on the line. It will go to a space note. How will I draw that note? I will draw it like this. Notice I have drawn the note line below this. So it's gone from line to space. This is a B. Very simple. Now if it goes to one more line on top, I will have to draw 2 lines. 1, 2 in this note. So it will go A, B and C. So the same way, if I take this E note and I go backwards, I'll draw this E note somewhere here. If I go backwards, this is an E note. What comes before? When I go backwards, I mean going before E or lower. So when I go lower, I go backwards. When the note goes higher, it goes forward. Okay? So the note before this, if I make it on from line, it will go to space. This note is a D. What comes before E? D. Okay, we're going backwards now. Now from space it goes to line, it will go to C. Okay, right? Everything is going backwards. Now from line, if I go put it onto a space, I'll have to make a line like this and put it down. This is a B note. I can proceed. Make it even further down by adding one more line. Okay, this is an A note. So it becomes very simple. It goes A, B, C, D, E, or line, space, line. As I'm going higher up, note will go upwards. Similarly for the bass clef, the starting note on the staff is G. Good boys don't fight at all. Okay, and this last note on top here is A. So if I go upwards, I'll have to go to space note. it will be B. If I go further up, it will become C. Further up, it will become a D, and so on and so forth. Okay. And now even if I go backwards from this low G, this is the low G. If I go backwards, what comes before G? This is the same G which I am writing here. What comes before G? What comes before G? F. So this is an F. Before F, E. Before an E, D. Okay, so on and so forth. Now to go further down, I'll draw two lines. And this will be here. What comes before D? C. So this is how the notes which are off the staff, which are called ledger line notes, are named. It's very easy. You can see it just progresses from space to line to space to line. Okay, and the alphabets proceed by increasing, or if you go downward, it goes backwards, decreasing. Okay, so these are how ledger line notes are named. So you can go back to the previous exercise and check those notes that we had done. Let us do that. Let us have a look at it. Okay, let us see this. Bring it here. I'm just going to zoom it a bit. Okay. So these notes which are off the staff, this will be a D. Okay, because it comes before an E. So I draw an E over here. It comes before. This will be a D. Similarly, this one is a B. Okay, you can check the previous exercise. And this is how you catch your ledger line notes, which are going over the staff or under the staff. Okay, so today we have learned notes. We try to catch them and name them as quickly as possible. Plus we have learned ledger line notes, which are notes which are above the staff or below the staff. Okay, till the next time, take care kids.